current president of the club is absent today, who is Krista. It is my duty as second ranking officer with the Vice President of Education to open this meeting and close the meeting. And I do this hereby officially. We have a full agenda today with 2 prepared speeches. So I won't take so long with club business. I have one announcement to make, namely that we're going to have a club contest. And we have club contests twice a year. In autumn, usually we have the humorous club contest and the table topics contest. And our date for this contest at club level is going to be the 27th of September. It's a Tuesday, and it will take place during a normal, well, instead of a regular club meeting. So we have a funny club contest and table topics, which is in front of you. Just to announce this date to you, so that you know what you're in for, and you can start writing your speeches and practicing them. I will send out detailed information on these contests, what the criteria are, and how it basically works. We start on the club level, and then the winner of these contests go to the next level, which is the area. And the winner of this contest goes to the division. And then it goes to the district, which covers the whole of Europe. Well, it is at the moment, it's not whole of it because we got split about a year ago. So it's continental Europe, basically. And then you're entitled to go if you... No, I'm sorry. This is for the international... I'm sorry. I don't want to confuse you. The very top for these contests is the district. Okay? In springtime, we have international speeches, and they go right to America. Then you have the semi-finals and the finals, usually held in America, in the States. But for this contest, the humorous speech and the table topics, it is club level area, which will usually will be in Austria, or perhaps in Bratislava, which is close to us, or sometimes it's in Budapest. Then it's division, and then it's a district. Okay? So good luck with that. And we're going to announce a date, and I will send out detailed information. Today, I'm so happy to announce, or to actually mention, that a few members sitting here today are taking on, have roles that they are doing for the first time. And one of them is Gentian, I believe. You're the Toastmaster of the day. Gentian, and he will do this for the first time, and he's all excited already and sitting on the ready. I'll be gone soon. But you're not the only one. I also have Yunwei as a timer for the first time. And let me just check if there's anybody else.
Miriam?
Miriam? Yes, Miriam. Miriam, you're the one. You're going to be our counter, but you'll explain that later on what your role is. Okay.
I'm the general evaluator for the first time.
For the first time as well. And I would like to remind you, in case you haven't thought about it, we all have, when we join Toastmasters, we get 2 manuals. The one is the competent communicators manual, which is the speech project, and the other one is the competent leadership manual. And which each role that you take, you actually you can work on this leadership role, and when you finish it, you get an award. It's like training in between. And for these roles today, I have here who could actually work on a leadership project. But if you have your manual with you, you could ask one of the Toastmasters quickly to perhaps evaluate you with this role. Gentian, you as Toastmaster of the day, you could use it for your leadership project. Ines as evaluator, you could use it today. Monica as general evaluator, and Yunwei also. Okay? Do you need time for that? Do you have your manuals with you? Would you like to pass it on to the next Toastmaster today? Or will you think about it next time?
Next time.
Okay. So everybody happy? then I will finally hand over control to, oh, sorry, 1 point.
Actually, I have 2 points of order.
Okay.
I believe we have a guest.
Thank you for reminding
And the
me.
other point of order is, I don't know what this is doing up here, but ordinarily you only project things behind when it's pertinent to what's going on, because it distracts.
It is distracting.
It is
Thank you very much.
I love it, and it's very nice, but it kind of doesn't belong right here.
Thank you very much. So Ines, could you take a picture or put a blind on it somehow? Is it possible?
Yeah, it's possible. I know how to
Turn
do
it
that.
off. Okay, is that okay? That's for Sunil. Okay. Thank you very much for the reminder. In our club, it is our tradition that we welcome our guests, and we ask our guests at the beginning of the meeting to introduce themselves and tell them how they found us.
All right.
So.
I'm Hakke Kerman. I live in Switzerland. I'm visiting Vienna, and I was invited by Robin. So I'm looking forward to see how it is structured and how it works.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hakke. So just relax, observe, enjoy, and at the end of the meeting, we'll ask you for just a little feedback on how you liked it. And with this, I hand over control to our Toastmaster of the day, who will lead you through the whole meeting.
Thank you very much. Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, what a day it is to have such a meeting. It's a great pleasure to have you all here. Thank you for taking your time. The theme of today is focus. Focus on the essential and leave aside noise, leave aside frivolous things, leave aside whatever is not needed in your life. All of us are bombarded today with information. How much of it is useful, how much of it is totally rubbish, which kind of clogs our brains and paralyzes our daily life, so to say. So focus for us is essential, not only for our well-being, but most important for our success and improvement in life. Today we have a couple of very important speeches, and we also have table topics, so I'm very much looking forward to it. And I'd like to call upon the general evaluator to introduce herself and her team and their tasks for today.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. It's my pleasure to be today the General Evaluator. As you know, General Evaluator is the person who evaluates the meeting throughout the whole session. So I'm going to try to give some feedback, could be negative or could be positive, so that we can improve our meetings. I have the pleasure now to introduce my team. I would like to introduce first the first evaluator, the first speech. This is Ines. Can you please tell us a little bit about your role?
Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, we have Toastmaster Robin, who's presenting his project number 2.
I'm not the first speech, I think. Just according to the agenda. I don't know if it has been changed or...
Okay,
Okay.
Okay.
It is?
Really?
Yes, it is.
Ah, sorry, okay, because on Easy Speak I saw that it was... Okay, it was changed, okay,
perfect.
sorry. Thank you.
He's going to give us a speech on Swedish justice. His objectives are the following: select an appropriate outline to allow us to easily follow and understand what he was trying to say, make his message clean with supporting material, use appropriate transitions, and to create a strong opening and conclusion. That is actually my part for today.
Thank you.
And I will be looking at the message.
We have the evaluator of the second speech. This is Maria Therese. Can you please explain a little bit your role?
Certainly. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests. It's my great pleasure and privilege to be at another Toastmaster meeting with a role. I'm going to be evaluating a prepared speech by Toastmaster Sunil, and it's project number 9, Persuade with Power. And the other thing about project number 9 means you're only one away completing the first CC, and we don't use acronyms too much, but we do, Competent Communicator Manual, okay? So you're on the verge of becoming a competent communicator, but we already know how competent you are without the official title. As an evaluator, it's my job not just to scrutinize and listen carefully and pay attention to all the things that he does wrong. My idea is to give him feedback, constructive feedback. What he did well, but more importantly, what he could have done to make the speech more effective, to give it more focus, to make us come away and thinking, wow, that was a fabulous speech. We were persuaded. Come on in. Yes, our treasurer. Okay, I have a manual that I'm going to be basically checking what he did against these particular attributes, what's asked. And I'm also going to be paying attention to the fact, again, it's an advanced speech, so I might be a little bit on the strict side. And I will read the objectives of the speech as we get closer to his talk, because I think we heard a lot about objectives from a Project 2, which are quite different from a Project 9. So, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you very much. Our grammarian today is Lily. Lily, could you please explain a little bit if you have the word of the day? Or
What do you think when you see the word temper?
Bad.
When I first selected that word, I was thinking in terms of tempering, as in the terminology used for steel and tempering temperature. And let me pass these around. The one side deals with the one that I first thought of, which is where it's got temper much more largely. The simple definition of temper: to make something less severe or extreme. Temper your tone. I tend to be very loud and fast, and I often need to be told to temper my voice, not to be too loud. To cause something such as steel or glass to become hard or strong by heating it and cooling it. That's called tempering. In the steel mills they temper. The horseshoes are tempered by putting into cold water. To dilute, qualify or soften by the addition or influence of something else. You can see quite a list of different things there. And then the other one, as Marie Theresa said, to become angry. But your temper can be, you can have a good temper. You can have you can be angry, have a bad temper, or you can have a good temper. So let's see how often you can use the word temper. As the grammarian, I will be looking for good use of language and counting the number of times that you say the word temper that's yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our timekeeper today is Yun-Hui.
I'm so happy to be at the timbre today. There are 2 speeches today. For each speeches, the time expected for 7 minutes. When 5 minutes, I will show this green color board, and when 6 minutes, I will show this yellow color board, and if 7 minutes, I will show this red color. And also, we will have 6 to 7 table topics. And each table topic is expected for 2 minutes. If 1 minute, I will show this green one, and 1.5, I will show this yellow one, and 2 minutes, I will show this red one. And also, we will have 2 evaluations. For each evaluation is expected for 3 minutes. When it is 2 minutes, I will show this green one, and 2.5, I will show this yellow one, and 3 minutes I will show the red one. I hope everyone can keep their time and don't let us lose our temper.
We have, for the first time, a new member who is being an AHA counter for the first time. Miriam, can you briefly explain the role, please?
Yeah. Hi, dear all. I'm the A counter today, and it's my first time, so I will count all the A's and the interruptions and the E's, and I guess I do it during the first speech, the second speech, and the table topics as well.
The whole meeting.
The whole meeting.
Including the business section.
You have to
From the very beginning.
Ooh, okay, I'm sorry. Then I will start. You were out of the counting, but then I will start now. I'm sorry.
Do we have a ballot counter, Jesse?
No, I will be representing.
Okay, good. So Ruben.
Yes, fellow Toastmasters and our guests, I will be today the ballot counter, which means that I will be collecting the comments for each speaker, evaluator, topic master, and I will be collecting votes for the table topic, and I will be announcing at the end the winner of the table topic.
Thank you. So, on this positive note and with good temper, I would like to hand over to our Toastmaster of the day, Vincent.
Our first speaker today is cosmopolitan by nature and open by mentality and way of thinking. Last time we heard from him the various strata which somehow compose his personality. Half French, part of him Swedish, Mexican, and cosmopolitan. Today is focusing on something particularly Swedish, which we all look forward to hear from. It is the second speech of Toastmaster Robin, and it will last 5 to 7 minutes. A Swedish lesson for the future. I welcome Toastmaster Robin.
Thank you very much, Toastmasters of the day. You have probably heard about the Swedish welfare and equalitarian system. As a Swedish citizen, this is something I'm pretty proud of. You might also have heard about the Swedish neutrality policy concerning international conflicts. This is something I could also be proud of if Sweden wasn't the second biggest arms producer per capita. Which means that a Swedish citizen, a Swedish person, produces more weapons than a US citizen or any citizen from the other 191 countries. How did Sweden become such an important player in the global arms business? Well, in 1894, a Swedish steel company was acquired by a Swedish chemist and inventor, and this person reallocated all the resources of that company into producing weapons. This person used his inventions and patents into making this company a global arms producer, selling weapons to international companies and foreign states. You might have heard about this person. This person is Alfred Nobel. Alfred Nobel, despite of all the good his name represents today, was a very powerful arms merchant. An example of his inventions are the ballistite. He's more famous for the dynamite, but the ballistite was certainly caused certainly more deaths. The ballistite is the smokeless gunpowder. Unlike the black powder, the smokeless gunpowder was allowing more efficient and effective killings because it wasn't emitting any smoke and was then allowing the shooter more visibility. Thanks to his weapon-financed donation, Nobel succeeded today in cleaning his image and making general public believe that Nobel was someone and something positive. Have you ever seen this person? Can you recognize this person? Sorry, the image is a bit small. This is Dag Hammarskjöld. Dag Hammarskjöld, have you ever heard about his name?
Yeah.
Dag Hammarskjöld was the second elected Secretary General of the United Nations and the founder of the United Nations Emergency Force, also known as UN Peacekeepers. Dag Hammarskjöld represented and strongly advocated UN principles and the UN Charter. He was against the colonization of, he was in favor of the independence of colonized territories and against the interference of stronger nations. Very few people know about Dag Hammarskjöld in general, and not even all UN employees know his name. Could it be because his name is difficult to pronounce? Dag Hammarskjöld was killed in an air crash, also suspected to be the plane being shot down in 1960. He was on the way to the Democratic Republic of Congo to try to avoid the colonial powers to get their hand on Katanga territory. Dag Hammarskjöld was certainly killed for not accepting the manipulation of stronger nations, of weaker nations by stronger ones. What was the UN tribute to his sacrifice? The United Nations Library in New York bears his name. When you enter the rotunda in the VIC, you can see 4 commemorative plaques that are commemorating the UN and the IAA receiving the Nobel Peace Prize. The only thing you see about Dag Hammarskjöld in the VIC is his portrait on the 2nd floor of the C building among all the other Secretary Generals of the UN. Alfred Nobel appears regularly in newspapers for positive and important events. Dag Hammarskjöld, with luck, will be appearing at the last page of a newspaper once a year around the date of his assassination. The Nobel Peace Prize is the most prestigious prize one can receive as a person or as an organization. Dag Hammarskjöld's sacrifice seems to have been willingly forgotten even among the UN. Ironically enough, the 2 characters are linked, not only with the Swedish citizenship. When the airplane of Dag Hammarskjöld was shot down in 1961, Dag Hammarskjöld received the Nobel Peace Prize posthumously. I want to say that the most prestigious names are not necessarily the most ethical ones, and the more known are not necessary, or can be sometimes heroes. A famous judge once said, "Ethics is the difference between what you have the right to do and what is right to do." Nobel had the right to produce weapons and to create the Nobel Peace Prize. Dag Hammarskjöld was right in protecting weaker nations against stronger ones. When I went to Sweden three weeks ago, I was told Dag Hammarskjöld was put on the biggest Swedish banknote. This is one step to the Swedish justice. I want to take advantage, I know I already passed the time, but I want to take advantage to say that this is my last VIC Toastmasters meeting, as I am leaving Vienna in 5 days. It was a great honor to meet you and to be part of this club, and I will do my best to join and at the club on my next destination. Thank you.
Mr. Robert, thank you very much. What a speech, wow. You generously imparted with us today a life lesson. We should focus and distinguish between the frivolous and the superficial and what is really meaningful in life. And the metaphor that you present between these two people really tells us a lot. And even more important, we will miss you.
Thank you very much.
But we will leave these emotional arguments aside for now. The second speaker, he is one of the most experienced we have here, and we're very lucky to have him. He has competed previously in humorous speeches and won at the club level and presented us in a very onerous way at the area, and we had a great participation there through him. He likes communicating, he likes meeting new people, and during his free time he goes biking along the Danube River. And most important, he strives for self-improvement, and we can always learn something from him through this process. The speech of today is called Successful Change Management, as Ines mentioned before. Sorry, Toastmaster Maria Teresa will share with us the speech title and also the objectives.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster today. First of all, I don't think we should let you leave the country. whatever. It is going to be a huge loss for our club and a very promising speaker to continue. But not to distract from the objectives of the speech. This is what I'm going to be listening for and focusing on. Objectives. Persuade listeners to adopt your viewpoints or ideas or to take some action. Appeal to the audience's interest. Use logic and emotion to support your position. Avoid using notes. Project number 9, persuade power. Mr. Toastmaster?
Thank you very much. Without further ado, let us welcome vigorously Toastmaster Sunil.
We have to wait for a minute because we will be slide.
Excuse me, we could take a minute to give Robin feedback on his speech for the members.
Sorry, I forgot that. We need 1 minute, please.
What's the password?
You can give some.
If you do this,
You can also use wall space. Usually if you've got
Really? Do you know what
No, I'm going to take a break from the UN. I'm going to travel and work for some NGOs.
He's going to a UN country for sure.
They have Toastmasters all over the world. I hope if you don't know how to see how you can find a Toastmaster club in B.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Yes,
Everywhere.
I've looked at the map. And
Oh, you have?
Yeah, it's.
Don't give it up. You're so promising.
Thank you very much.
And maybe you come back to Vienna and then we have, you know,
Maybe.
somebody who competes in contests.
Maybe.
No, very
Thank you very much.
promising.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you know.
I'm going to start. I'm going to make a break for it. I'm with it. So, yeah. And then do some yoga and yes.
Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, today I'm going to talk about successful change management. As you can see in this slide, one of the most important things in our life is change. And to be successful, it is important that we adapt and adopt to changes in our life. But is it so in real life? We will find that when we introduce changes in our organization, we normally get this answer and hundreds of reasons as to why we should not change. We have done that before. Every time a new manager comes, they want to change. We've been there. It's not going to work. Who's going to fund it? I'm tired of all these changes. And to substantiate this particular argument, even the industry says that up to 70% of all changes fail. And this research is coming from some of the well-known houses. So is it that as human beings we resist changes? Is that true? Do you believe in that? Let's have a look at the next slide. If it was true that we did not like change, the fashion industry would collapse. Did you know that last year the fashion industry spent $3 trillion in its commodities and products? That's a lot of changes. If that was true, we would not have bought 24.7 million automobiles. And even more, 7 billion changes are happening when it comes to tourism in terms of flights, in terms of expenses, in terms of hotel room booking. And going further, we realize that we as human beings want bigger changes in our lives. We get married, true? And for completeness' sake, we also get divorced. That's a bigger change in our lives. So why do organizational changes fail? Why? I will give you 5 reasons. To start with, this particular FM radio. Have you heard about this FM radio before? It's actually called the Riffin. This is everybody's favorite radio station. Whenever you introduce a change, the question comes in every individual's mind. What is it in for me in this particular change? And how can this change influence me and the way I work? So as a change agent or as a change leader, it is important that whenever we introduce any change, we are able to answer this particular question. Have a look at this particular quote. Nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care about them. So for any change to be successful, it is important that it's an inclusive change, it's a collaborative change, it's a change where you co-innovate and co-partner. The second reason for failed changes is failed communication. We realize that, and as Toastmasters, we do realize the importance of communication in our lives. And the industry stats are that up to 28% of all changes fail because of poor communication. And that's why, if we are introducing a change, it is important that we communicate, taking into account all the C's of communication. And more importantly, vary our communication as per the audience. And that's what we mean when we talk about the patterns of communication. Moving on, we also find that people are always interested in real changes. People hate phony and fake changes. And the real changes actually come about from within. Most of the time, in any organization, you will find that a change is top-down. For a real change to emerge and be successful, it has to be bottom-up. And this one is a classic. In many organizations, we find that the changes are merely structural. They move from one state to another. So you may have an organizational structure as seen in here, but merely for cosmetic reasons, there might be a change introduced which will look exactly the same. However, these changes really do not contribute to the outcomes, to the well-being, to the changes that they're intended for. So what is important for us is not to have structural changes, but to have cultural changes. The cultural changes that change the tradition of an organization, of a group or a team. And these are also termed as tectonic changes, changes that change the temperament of people. One of the things we find in change management is that we want others to change, but those changes are never successful until there is a leadership, there is an ownership, there is an authorship, and there is a clear leading by example philosophy, as you can see in here. And it is possible that we can change the culture of a team, of an organization, and even our society by leading the people that are working for us, and not only simply managing them. By leading and building teams, it is possible for us to change the culture by inculcating the beliefs of what works, by making them take action based on their knowledge and capability, and thus bring about those results. So in effect, it is possible to manage successful changes if you consider the people side of changes along with the process side of changes. And if you did that, it is absolutely possible to handle those anxieties, those fears, those hostilities, those guilt, the depression, and set yourselves and the people you work with on a path for a successful change. Mr. Toastmaster.
What a speech. Congratulations, Toastmaster Sunil. Change is always indispensable in our lives. It leads us to improvement, to the next level of success, and we couldn't find the best way to learn about it as you presented today. Thank you very much for that life lesson. I'd like to invite now the Table Topics Master, but before doing that, we take a minute, please, to evaluate.
Thank you.
I thought myself. To evaluate Toastmaster Sunil's speech. Thank you. Seconds to finish your phrase. Can you circulate?
If you can just do it.
Number 2. So it's time to temper our off-the-hook speaking skills. Impromptu speeches. Thank you very much.
Toastmasters honored guest Tucker. I have a bad temper now. I really have a bad temper now because all these years I've been practicing and now I see 2 excellent speeches and I feel that I'm so inferior with my own speeches and I really have a bad temper now. No, I'm just kidding, but there's truth in it, but congratulations to both of you. Well, today I am the topics master, which is an impromptu speech session. And this is actually to give the members a chance to speak who haven't got any roles. So today we have one member sitting here who has lost a Brigitte without a role.
I have to
So I think we'll make a short session if that is okay with our Toastmaster today. But I would like to show you what I have prepared, nonetheless. And Brigitte, you will have a chance to I thought today I would concentrate on the meeting roles of our club. Okay? I'll start with the Topics Master because that is my role. As a Topics Master, and this is the information I retrieved from the Toastmasters organization website. So all this you can read out as well. Taking on this role improves organizational skills, time management skills, and facilitation skills. The Topics Master delivers the table topics portion of the meeting, which helps train members to quickly organize and express their thoughts in an impromptu setting. As Topics Master, you select topics in advance of the meeting that allow speakers to offer opinions. Give members who aren't assigned a speaking role the opportunity to speak during the meeting. Don't ask two people the same thing unless you specify that it is to generate opposing viewpoints. And in clubs presenting a best table topic speaker award, ask members to vote for the best table topic speaker. Now this is my role today. I have prepared for today the roles, and I would like to start with the Toastmaster of the day. In short, it's just called Toastmaster. And I would like to ask Brigitte, since you are our table topics victim today, to give your opinions on your experiences that you had taking on this role. Whatever it was, whether you had difficulties, whether you felt it especially challenging.
Thank you, Madam Topics Master, for this challenging question. I have to say that I took over this role as Toastmaster of the day just a few times, because whenever I had the choice to select something else, I chose something else. Because for me, to be the table topic, to be the Toastmaster of the day is a very responsible role. You have to lead the meeting. You have to be very well prepared. And I think you are also somehow responsible for the temper within the meeting. Because I think in this position you can make a brilliant meeting even if it's not so well prepared, because we had times that the roles were not filled in advance and it was already challenging at the beginning of the meeting to get all roles of the Toastmasters meeting filled. And in this position as Toastmaster of the day, if you're able to bring in yourself, you can manage to make really the best out of it and let people leave the meeting with very good feeling. And yeah, but I think if one starts doing it, one really should prepare well in advance. And maybe I should take it over in one of the next meetings.
Yes.
But it's challenging, I would say.
Thank you. And it also starts well before the meeting, actually. As Toastmaster of the day, you're responsible to actually organize the whole meeting. You find the speakers, you find the people for the roles. It's actually your duty to actually put up the whole meeting. Thank you, Brigitte. The next very important one is General Evaluator. Monica is that today. Do I have any volunteer who would like to comment on any of the meeting roles that I lay out here, like the timer, grammarian? Any volunteers? Otherwise, I will choose. Miriam.
I can, yeah.
Super.
I can talk about the A counter because it's the
okay.
role
A
I
counter.
Yeah, let's see if I can do 5 minutes about it.
No, that's 1 minute, 1 to 2 minutes.
1 to 2, okay, that's good. Yeah, today is my first day as the A-counter. So my experience until now, it's quite difficult to see what is an interrupted sentence and what not. How strict I can be or should be, and you have to be to listen very carefully to catch every A and E. And I find it quite challenging, although I thought it's the easiest role, so I don't want to imagine the other roles. And what else? Yeah. That's,
You said what you're supposed to do, what you should do, it's up to you. Basically, you just count whatever you feel is unnecessary being said. Like or like so too many times. If you feel it actually distracts from the speech, you just write it down.
thank you.
Okay?
I try.
And just as information for our guests, we pay for our R's, for unnecessary fillers, up to that's 10 cents per count, but maximum €1. Okay? So one more, I think, is there time for one more? Yeah? Okay. So I would like to choose club officer, and I would like to invite Lily to speak on your role as club officer.
I've been a club officer since I joined this club. I joined this club in 2009, and at the next officer election, I joined the executive committee as the vice president membership. So I can tell you everything about club officer as the vice president membership. Club officer is an important thing to do as a Toastmaster to get your points in the leadership manual. As a competent leader, you can get excellent experience being a club officer, either president, vice president education, vice president membership, vice president public relations, secretary, sergeant at arms, treasurer. These are the 7 offices that we have in the executive committee in Toastmasters. And each one of these roles is an excellent opportunity for growth and honing your leadership skills. Personally, after being club vice president membership for a number of years, after that I became president, because at that time already, unfortunately, Vicky, being the vice president of education, could not become our president because she was not on campus because of our rules in this unique club of ours. And then I became president, and after that I went back to vice president membership and then vice president education last term, where I was doubling up for the vice president membership. Whatever, any club officer position is an excellent opportunity for growth and leadership training.
I find everything we do in Toastmasters ever so fascinating and rewarding. Every role, and be it so tiny, like you said, it's not an important role, or something similar you mentioned, or easy roles. I find that every role gives us the opportunity to practice our communicational skills. It's not only leadership. I mean, leadership comes automatically by communicating with people. Leadership basically is communication. So I find all these meeting roles and other roles as well very rewarding, and can only recommend you to be active and to really make the best of it. And on this note, and with a better temper, I would like to invite you to sign up for the next coming meetings. Yes, thank you, Maria Teresa. Our next meeting will be on the 14th of September. And these are basically the normal roles that we have, like speaking role, Toastmaster of the Day, etc. If you put your name next to it, I can put it on Easy Speak later on. And I would like to let this go around, each of one to sign up for a role and to return it back to me. And with this, I hand over back to our Toastmaster of the Day. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. The vote. We have 3 speakers, and we usually vote for the best table topic speaker. We have Brigitte speaking first on the topic of Toastmaster of the Day. Then we had Miriam, well done, speaking on the role of art council, and finally Lily speaking on her experiences as a club officer. And with this, finally, yes, I will hand over to our Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much. Take a minute to vote, please.
You have to vote which of the 3 persons that just talked was the best, according to me.
The last 3 ones, it's a little bit unusual. We have, the seven topic speaker. We vote who was, I don't know what that was. Miriam.
Right, we have 5 seconds to conclude. Table Topics Master, thank you very much for your cogent argument today, and especially for refreshing our knowledge of the specific roles that we have here at Toastmasters. That's crucially important, especially for younger ones who have joined recently, me included in first place, and also for the ones who have been here for quite some time but always need some refreshing knowledge. And let us move now further to the general evaluator, who will evaluate the meeting of today and share her thoughts with her team. Thank you.
Fellow Toastmasters, we have arrived to the third section or part of our meeting, and I would like to call my team to provide their feedback. So I would like to call first the first evaluator. This is Ines. Could you please provide your evaluation on the first speaker?
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator, Madam fellow Toastmasters, Toastmaster Robin. As I already said in the beginning, the objectives of your speech were pretty much forward, clear. Looking at your outline, I looked at your outline, the message you gave us, and also the appropriate transitions you made, the conclusions, and of course the opening. Before coming to the conclusions, you will have to give the body and the opening. Toastmaster Robin, your message was clear for me as an evaluator. I found it a very interesting topic. I have known about Nobel, I have known about Hammarskjöld, but I was not really aware of their involvement linked also to the weapons industry, although that was not really the one who was involved in this side of the industry. However, coming back to your message, as I said, it was clear. You had no temper tantrums. You delivered your speech with composure, with stature. You handled your notes extremely well. For me, it was not very easy because you had a lot of details, and it's good to look once in a while at the table but you were able to memorize them and also to present it to us. I see you as a Toastmaster with great potential. We are really sorry that you are leaving us, because we're missing a fantastic contributor, and also we can learn from the way you are approaching as a French speaker, also the English language. I find it fascinating. Looking at your body language, I see that that could be a little bit easier. In the way you had your hands, especially in the beginning. Of course, we are all a bit jittery and we do not have, you know, the ease. Later on, that comes automatically. But I think the body language could have been a bit more relaxed, but I'm sure it's a matter of time. Some of the specifics, words linked to, for example, Palestine, and there were two other words. I thought it would have been good if you could have projected it somehow, because it is supporting material, giving us some illustrations. I read a lot about the weapon industry, but I did not come across these words. So I learned something new. Thank you for that. As I said, your ending on the lessons of ethics was for me actually a very important message you gave us. And very often you see that written somewhere on PowerPoints, it crosses your computer, but you put it in a context within the body of of your project, and I found it very well done. Thank you for that.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ines. I would like the second speaker, Toastmaster Marie-Therese.
Thank you. Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests. You know, I've been watching the U.S. presidential election with Donald Trump giving speeches and Hillary trying to persuade everybody to vote for them. So I'm going to be a little bit strict with Sunil, because I've been listening to all this stuff and I keep on hearing about people on message or off message or pivoting and all this stuff. So Sunil, I'm going to be a little bit tougher than usual, because I've been programmed now with this. You didn't persuade me. What were you trying to persuade me about? Were you trying to make me receptive to change management? Did you want me to change my opinion? You know, there were all these nice slides that you put up there about things that people don't like about change management. But if you're trying to persuade me, I would think you should tell me why I should buy into it. You did, at least on one of your slides, say, what's in it for me? But as far as I'm concerned, I would be much more hammering those points. The positive, cost benefit, it's cheaper, it's blah, 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 blah. All of these things. We're blind. You gave us 5 points of why change management fails. Don't sell the bad points, sell the good points. I also, and again, this is my own personal feeling, so you might not agree with me, I hate it when somebody starts a speech with, I'm going to talk to you today about. Don't tell me what you're going to talk about. Go right straight into it. Give us a real catchy opening. Something that gets us, you know, kind of in the palm of your hand from the very beginning. Don't say, I'm going to tell you about this. I mean, you did, but for me that's not effective. I find that the presentation was lovely, but sometimes it went by too quickly. And as a good Toastmaster, you know, of course, that you should never put up more than maybe 3 or 4 points on a slide. And some of those you did for dramatic effect. And I found several of them very visually appealing. But I'm still not sure what you persuaded me of, or what my viewpoint should be. Or you were asked, at least as an objective, to basically a call to action. Like we should all buy into apes, as an example of change management. A positive example. Otherwise, it's clear to me you're engaging you're credible, you're very accomplished, you're quite a presence behind the podium. But again, for me, you were not on message. Madam General Evaluator.
Can I ask a question? So can I repeat it?
Yeah, sure. That's unusual for Toastmasters, but sure.
So thank you for your genuine, candid feedback, and if the Toastmaster of the day allows, I would like to repeat this.
Yes.
And come back with better persuasion and better topic.
May I add one thing, since you've done it? This is totally for the guests. We never do this in Toastmasters. She has the floor and we shouldn't be interrupting. But you felt compelled, just like I felt compelled.
You can do that.
Oh, it's good, yeah.
Yeah.
We are
Well, I
an
also
open
think-
society here.
Yeah,
We're
it's very
always
community.
receptive
Yeah.
to-
No, but you have, no, there's discipline to in any event, sorry.
You give the
Yes.
May I just add something? I really liked it because it was different and it showed that why change management does not function. Because if you forget the way you should do it, you will not succeed. So for me it was really like, wow, this is different than the normal presentations about change management. So
That's
for me
for
it
sure.
was
That's for sure.
great.
But what I was just going to say at the end was change management doesn't lend, for me itself, to something of getting all worked up and emotional about. I mean, it's very dry. It's very dry. I mean, I would have chosen maybe a different subject, but that's taste.
Yeah, and actually I think it's very enriching that we exchange views and perhaps one person sees it one way, the other sees it another way. We have all different experiences with change management and with the different topics. So I think it's great that we're talking about it. I mean, I personally found it also excellent. But I mean, this is, as I said, like all of us have a very subjective opinion. So, and I think this is the purpose of being here, to like give feedback, to grow and to learn from all of us. So it was very nice.
Madam General Evaluator, can I make a note?
Please.
Yeah.
Anybody
I
who
think
wants to intervene, share your thoughts, please.
the first slide, which you presented from Darwin, could be the last one.
Yeah.
Because the message from Darwin was really the essential part. This is what Maria Teresa said. It is the one that is the most adaptable to change. And that is what you were trying to tell us, in any case. So I would put the first one on the last one. That was the crux for me. But I found it also very, very
Okay, so thank you very much. Then with this exchange of information, I would like to hand over to our grammarian, Toastmaster Lily.
Impromptu is the way to say the word. Sometimes I hear it differently and I doubt myself and I think, do I not know it? But impromptu is the word. Of course, I'm an Australian, I say things with an Australian accent, a little bit Britishy and American, a bit of mixture, but I believe the word is impromptu. Saying totally rubbish in this type of professional atmosphere, I would suggest perhaps using the word clutter instead of rubbish. I'm going to try to give some feedback. Just give the feedback, don't try. Okay, just give the feedback, don't try, because whatever you say is your opinion.
Yeah.
This whole peer group club, what we've experienced today in a very dynamic way, it's my opinion. The feedback is what I think. Somebody else might think totally opposite, something totally different. So I'm not just trying to give the feedback, I'm giving you my feedback. I'm telling you what I think. Topic, I would say table topics. It's the topic, they are the topics, they're not just topic and not just table topic, but table topics. Ballast type was for me also a new word. It wasn't, I was wondering whether I was missing something in the pronunciation or whether I didn't know it. So when you reinforce that in response to Inez's question, I think I would second her idea that perhaps some sort of a background information on that would be very helpful, because I'm not familiar with that word, ballastite. Plaques, the plaques around the building, I heard it pronounced a little bit differently. Plaques. Secretary Generals or Secretaries General? I think it's Secretaries General,
Yeah.
not Secretary Generals.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Okay, thank you.
Ethics, what you have the right to do, what is right to do. I really like that. I thought that was, I just want to promote that as a very good statement that was made, a very good quote. And not just biking along the Danube, but cycling. Cycling on the Danube. And welcome, let us welcome vigorously, I would say heartily or something else. The vigorously seems to be the wrong adjective in this context. Let us heartily welcome. Vigorously is a little bit too. Vigorously welcome.
That might work.
That's what I had in mind, but I was thinking in English and racing in other languages.
Normally we say warmly welcome.
Warmly welcome. Hotel room bookings. What is it in for me came up once, whereas it actually was written there, what's in it for me, which is the way that I would use it. Another good quote, nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. That's an excellent quotation. Another expression used, top down, bottom up. I think also very useful, very powerful. Structural changes, cultural changes, tectonic changes. When I think of tectonic, I don't know if that's the way it's meant. It's like, yeah, it's the tectonic plates of the earth. So that could be illustrated or extended a little bit more in that context where that was used. Couldn't find a best way to learn about it. Couldn't find a better way to learn about it. Bring yourself into the meeting. And I would say communication skills, not communicational skills. I would just say communication skills, not communicational skills. The 5 seconds to conclude, that's very good. And we have arrived at. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Pastor Lily. Very useful, this feedback.
Oh, sorry, one more thing.
Oh, please.
So, the number of times, Yuri used temper at least 3 times, Vicky 5 times, Vicky wins. But it was a word that was used very much today, more than we usually have the word of the day. But Agita used it, Ines used it, Monica used it, Jenchen used it. Anybody else that I missed? Very good.
I would like to hand over now to our timekeeper. Ulrich, please come.
I'm so glad to announce that the individual speaker's time, Toastmaster Robin spent 7 minutes 50 seconds, and the Toastmaster Sunil spent 7 minutes. Perfect. Toastmaster Bridget spent 1 minute and 30 seconds. Toastmaster Miriam spent 30 seconds, maybe longer. Yeah. Toastmaster Lily spent 1 minute and 43 seconds. And evaluate Toastmaster Ines spent 4 minutes and 5 seconds. Toastmaster Maria spent 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Henry. I would like to hand over now to Toastmaster Miriam for the gap figures. Can you report on that, please?
One for me. Robin, like I counted very strict. I don't, but
Good.
speeches were all very good. The interrupted sentences, I counted 9. 2A, 1U. With Sunil, 2 interrupted sentences. Lily, 1 arm. Gatian, 1 interrupted sentence. Monica, 1E, 2 arm. And Ines, 1 interrupted sentence, 3M. And Brigitte, 2A. And myself, I think 4 to 5 for sure.
Now our ballot counter. Robin, could you please report on the announce the winner? Yes, of
what I heard before, it's 10 cents per count. And maximum €1.
Oh, wow, you're getting expensive.
Always been.
Okay, good.
So after having done the ballot counting, I counted Brigitte and Lily at equality. But I can only count 10 people having voted to the table topic speaker, the best table topic speaker. There are 2 people that haven't voted. One is here, one is somewhere else. I don't know if someone recognizes himself more than Gentian. If not, we will give the last vote for Gentian.
Can we have winners?
Of course, ex aequo.
Ex aequo, okay.
We have ex aequo winners.
Okay. Congratulations.
So thank you very much, evaluation team. Now I would like to provide a general evaluation of the meeting. I think it was an excellent meeting. We started 5 minutes late, 5 to 10 minutes late. Our Sergeant of Arms was not here today, but I think we improvised and helped a lot. It was a very good teamwork. Many of us tried to find the things and set up the room, so it was fine with that. And I also liked very much our chairperson, how she conducted the meeting today. And I think she had a double role, 2 difficult roles, chairperson and also table topic master. And I think that was excellent, and you really prepared a lot for today's session. I liked it very much. I have to say there was a change in program, and we were not aware of that. I didn't know that the ballot counter, the original one, somehow stepped out of the meeting room, and luckily Robin took over. I think for next time we should perhaps brief in advance the roles that colleagues or the postmasters who are taking the role for the first time. So I think this would be an improvement for the next meeting. All in all, I think the speeches were excellent. I really liked both of them very much. I feel sorry that Robin is leaving us. I think that's a shame for our club. But in general, I think it was a very successful meeting. Thank you very much.
Can I have a general question? I don't know if we're supposed to give comments to the general evaluator or to the table topic master. So I don't know if you want, everybody wants to prepare.
Can?
Okay, this is if this is voluntary or everybody should do it.
It would be good if everyone.
Okay.
Historically, we've only voted for the best table topic speaker, but I'm a big recycler, and I see just one little tiny strip being used. And if we can, or for the best speaker, or for the speaker 1 or speaker 2. But certainly, if it's there and you're willing and able, why not?
That is always good.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are almost on time. Without further ado, I'll leave the meeting. I'll hand over to Madam Chair. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your excellent job as Toastmaster of the day. And this leaves almost no time, but we still have to give credit to our winners of today, Lily and Brigitte. But usually we have a ribbon. Usually we have 1 ribbon. Today we need 2, but there's none here. So we'll hand it to you later, in perhaps next meeting. You will receive your ribbons. Before I close the meeting, I would like to mention that our next meeting will be on the 14th of September, and I asked you to sign up for roles for the next meeting. I haven't seen the sheet yet. Thank you very much. This is the one. So next meeting on the 14th of September will be a regular club meeting, and the other one on the 27th is our contest. And as I said before at the beginning, I will send out the detailed information on it. With this,
We want to ask who's going to compete. We need to know.
we don't have any I learned today that we would have this date on the 27th. So I don't know, we don't have any, I don't know of any.
So we're asking for people to volunteer to compete?
Yes, of course, please. Please let us know if you want to compete. You can also sign up on EasySpeak. I will, perhaps not today, but by the end of the week, I will set up the contest on EasySpeak so that you can all sign up for whatever role you'd like to take. Yes?
I just would like to make a comment. Certainly for a humorous speech, there's preparation necessary, but nobody can use the lame excuse of not being willing to participate in a table topic contest. Anybody and everybody could do it. You all at least are brilliant. You all are very good. Don't say, oh, not me, not me. Because several times in this club we've not had contests because we haven't had competitors. Or if you only have one person, it's not a competition. Think of the Olympics. It's the other people that kind of give you, the motivation, and you see that there's something going on. So if you're not prepared to compete for humorous speech, which I perhaps could understand, sign up and do the table topics.
Thank you very much, Maria Teresa, for volunteering to be our first table topic speaker. Contest.
No,
and
I
perhaps also for the humorous speech, because we need contests.
No,
so anybody, thank you, anybody who'd like to compete, you're welcome to sign up to it. And also, you can also just, email me if you would like to do that. And with this, I would like to ask our guest, Hake, to give some feedback on today's meeting.
That was very interesting. I enjoyed the speech. It is quite structured, as if, I think it can be applied for hundreds of people in general. When I'm back to Switzerland, I will search the one in Switzerland. Yeah.
There's lots of clubs in Switzerland.
Yeah.
Switzerland has a lot of taste buds. I envy you.
Alright.
Yes, go for it. It's worthwhile.
Thank you. Also, I would like to take the opportunity to thank you, to welcome me. So, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for being a guest here today. Usually, every meeting we have a certain structure, as you have recognized, but also every meeting is different still because it depends on the people who come and on the dynamics. So you will find, even if you go to Toastmasters meetings regularly, it's always special. Okay?
I see.
So good luck.
Thank you.
And with this, I close today's meeting. I hope you all enjoyed it. I learned a lot. Yeah. I will see. Yes, you want to.
Vicky, a very quick question or a very quick comment. If you want to give comments on the general evaluator or on the table topic master, here are the little cups.
Thank you very much, Robin. Also, you can give, as you can see on the slips, there's space for
the money boxes.
Yes, the money box. Where's our piggy bank? Anybody see our piggy bank? Just hand it down. You can also leave feedback for the Toastmasters meeting, which is today. Okay, so all kinds of. Usually, you can actually write it down and just pass it on to the person. That's all. You don't have to actually put it into the cup. So with this, yes.
I just think Victoria went to so much trouble to prepare all these things for the table topics, and to think of them being lost, for me, is a huge loss. Maybe we keep them in the suitcase if you come early to a Toastmaster meeting, or if you're sort of in the dark and you don't have any idea what certain people or what you're supposed to be doing. I think we keep them because it's a brilliant idea.
Thank you, Maria. We'll keep them and I'll send out the roles, the information on the roles to our members.
But this is concise and really easy.
Thank you very much. And with this, I close the meeting.